Biggest IPO in December, Airbnb. Is it a buy? Is it not? We'll see. Yeah, no, we're talking about Airbnb today. They are going to start trading IPO December 10th. So in, let's say, 2 days. Today is what, Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
Yikes. Okay, I guess they're gonna start trading on Thursday because it's 10th. Today's the 8th. And yeah, no. What are your thoughts?
Look, I saw a lot of people asking questions. Why would the company IPO? During the worst travel, climate of all time. But obviously we've got some answers, maybe some reviews there. But I definitely think this is a buy.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's a buy too. Let's just go through the stats here. Revenue in 3 months that ended June 30th dropped 72% from last year, which is a huge decrease. Well, obviously it's a pandemic. No one's traveling, no one's booking Airbnbs. There's going to be a huge decline. This loss, the same time period last year, is doubled. So it's 100% loss already, and it's crazy. Is it a good idea to IPO? I think so. They're trying to sell almost 50 million shares, offering at like $44 to $50. I think on IPO day, it's going to be trading around like $60, $70 right away. So I think getting in right at the open is definitely a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, Airbnb falls into one of those kind of futuristic tech stocks, in my opinion. I think that's the mindset that a lot of people look at with Airbnb. Is this a travel company? Of course, that's the sector, but this really is a tech company. This is the next level, letting people put their homes up for rent in short periods of time.
Exactly.
And lets anyone kind of be a short-term landlord if they want. So it's definitely a space that's been growing. What I look at, though they might not be making as much money, the listings, year over year, kind of, let's put an asterisk on 2020. It is a crazy year for travel, but look, to me, Airbnb's been growing and been growing quick.
Yeah, no, let's just talk about a little bit of red flags here. Hotel industry. There's Vrbo, the competitor. There is just the laws and sanctions happening for short-term rentals, trying to cut those off. Do you think that's going to affect anything?
Well, here's my view on the travel space, right? It's funny, millennials are actually traveling more than the older generation, right? And if you look at it, does a millennial, want to rent a room in a hotel for $250, $300 a night, or do him and 6 or 7 of his friends want to rent a house for $300 a night? To me, it's becoming a lot more of the style of the millennial. I know for us, we don't go, what hotel are we staying at? We go, are we getting an Airbnb? Are we renting a cottage? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? That seems to be the move for millennials. So just from a trend standpoint, I think it's great. From a travel standpoint, like we've said, look, there's a lot of bundled up travel. We talked about travel recently. To me, this is great. It's a great way to get exposure to a great company that also has a good trend, good tech, in hopes that it grows, of course, when the travel bans are lifted and kind of COVID is behind us.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the numbers, they've already decreased by double this year. So next year, when we're looking back at 2020 numbers, comparing it to 2021 numbers, they're going to be very, very different. And they're going to be in the positive way, right? So let's just get some stats. Like 4 million hosts on Airbnb, over 7.4 million listings of home rentals, along with, they also do experiences now. So they're moving into that market, kind of like...
Like Sunwing, Air Canada Vacations, all these places, they do getaways, and you see, even when you're buying a flight, it says, we can also add on a hotel, add on this, add on that. That's what Airbnb is definitely getting into, which is a great move. That's where the money is.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good time for even just the founders. They're looking to sell, I think it's only 1.9 million shares in the offering. So it's not that crazy. They own almost 43% of the voting power after the offering, so that's still massive numbers. It's not like these guys are just trying to sell their shares. They've been working for so hard for so long. They're trying to make some money here, try to cash out liquid. And another factor is a lot of the options are expiring next year, so that's why I think one other idea of them IPOing is, and raising capital. They'll probably need some capital in the near term because of everything that's happening.
Yeah. No, for sure. We definitely think it's a buy. I think this is something you're going to look back on. Look at the way we look at it, look at the other IPOs that have happened. Again, the trend is your friend. I understand they're in an industry that, hey, it's bad, but people are starting to buy into it. They're in an industry, of course, that is struggling, but, IPOs have been crushing. We're in a hype market right now. Airbnb, almost all of my friends have used it, so it definitely makes a lot of sense that this would be a buy and expect pretty explosive growth after COVID slows down.
A lot of companies have been doing a different route to going public through SPACs, so an IPO is definitely a great thing to look at, especially in December. That's all they're going to be talking about, so there's going to be a lot of media coverage over it. And yeah, I think in 2021, at the end of 2021, we'll be trading double from the IPO price, so I think it's definitely a good buy to hold for the future.
Yeah. Question, did you want to do a segment now, or do we want to just say, we're from the investment community, we're getting people asking, why would a travel company IPO now?
Yeah, no.
So, well, just to hop into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Let's see how it goes. Of course, for those who are watching, like, subscribe, also ask some questions. We would love to interact with people as we go. So really back to why would Airbnb, why would they do an IPO today and not, in a year from now? At the end of the day, the markets are hot right now. IPOs are repricing higher almost every single day. And now is an extremely hot market. We don't know where we're going to be in a year, and that's how the management, of course, is looking. Of course, they can assume, but right now, markets are extremely hot. Who's to say that they're not going to get a bigger bang for their buck now than they would have, a few years ago?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I was just looking at the numbers. They're probably valued about $10 to $15 billion more than like 2 or 3 years ago, which is a large number. It's a large sum, right? And like you said, the markets are hot. Travel's going to come back. Everything's just going to start flowing into these companies, and I just think it's a great time for IPO.
Here's what I look at, right? Obviously, that's valuation back then, and that was, of course, a private valuation. Yeah. The public markets, of course, usually get an IPO at a small discount, and then move to, right now the markets are giving premiums on everything.
Well, they did open at $44 to $50 a share, and pretty much increased within a week to 56 to 60 on their IPOs already. So if you even look like at Snowflake, I think they were supposed to IPO at 120, and I think they opened at 250. So it's you got to follow the trend. If you see Snowflake, you see all these other companies doing it, it's time.
Yeah, now's the time. Definitely, from a business though, I definitely agree with their thoughts. Move forward now. While we know here before travel really picks up. Keeping in mind, like you said, these guys own 45% almost of their company. They know the travel industry better than us, and I'm sure they assume some great growth coming.
They are the Tesla of traveling, so.
And there you go. So really, the way we look at it, these guys are a tech company, not so much a travel company. Of course, there's crossover, but to me, this is a great buy.
Yeah, no, I think 100% great buy, and don't take us as financial advisors, but yes, I think it's a great buy. But besides that, if you guys have any other questions on Airbnb or any IPOs like DoorDash coming up in the next couple of weeks, feel free to leave us a message below, and we'll definitely answer some questions for you.